What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 226, and we're recording on March 7, 2023. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. All right, we've been gone for 1 week. We all had life events. Anita had a school thing. Warren had a moving thing. I had a family thing. So we're all back now. We're all good. And we're gonna cover some K-pop. But before we do that, a big shout out to our new Fuego patron Mamoon. Shout out to him or her.
Thank you.
Not 100% sure. But if you want to join our Patreon, the link is in the YouTube somewhere, I believe. And yeah, big new releases this week. We're covering 3. 50-50 with Cupid, J-Hope on the Street featuring J. Cole. What a collaboration there.
Wow. And
Cravity, Groovy. The first one we're going to talk about is Cupid from 50-50. They are from Attract, and their only other song was Higher. Interesting for us is these people at 50-50 Attract, their company, they sent us the press release via email.
Oh, look at us!
Oh, yeah, they did.
They did, right? So let me give the description, right? The beginning, Cupid acts as a prequel to their debut album, showing the 4 girls' inner selves as they are about to embark on a new journey. This single album is about the feeling of a great sense of separation between the ideal world filled with bright hopes and the reality where things don't always work out as intended, told through the story about relying on Cupid as 50-50's problem solver. However, within the song, the members realize that they don't need Cupid and must take the initiative to overcome fear and transform into a new vision of themselves. It's a song that marks the start of the girls' journey, maturing and growing into their own. Boom!
Oh.
Okay. Wow. That's a very complicated way of saying that love is hard. It's very hard.
Okay. Here's the thing. Objectively speaking, this is a pretty unknown group. One might call, like, I don't say Nugu with a negative connotation. I just mean to say they're not the biggest group ever. So I have not really heard of 50-50. I have heard their name, but I did not listen to any of the music until the song. This is a good song. This is based on expectations. What I'll say is, back in the day, when someone said, yo, listen to this group, they're small, no one knows who they are, there was like a 75% chance that it was going to be complete garbo back in the day, right? Like, I think more than ever, K-pop quality of music is not tied to money that the company has. Back in the day, it kind of was. The more money you threw at it, the better the product typically used to be. But I think the playing field has kind of been leveled, and this is one of those songs that kind of proves that to me.
Ooh. Everyone is kind of good now. Is that what you're saying?
I think that the current meta we're in, kind of like the New Jeans stuff, the not too aggressive, the easy listening, maybe a little triple S, this kind of girl group meta we're in, and I would say that this Cupid song kind of falls into there. It's like unoffensive, which means that at a minimum the floor of the song is very high. Like, there's not a lot that can go too wrong, which I think is a good thing. It's not, I wouldn't call it playing it safe. I would say it's playing it pleasant, and that's what this song is.
I think the inherent risk you run with this kind of music, and this doesn't apply to Cupid, because I don't think Cupid falls into this at all, but songs like this run a risk of being boring. And
100%, that's the biggest risk.
Right. I've seen a lot of people say that on like the comments of like YouTube, TikTok, Reddit, whatever. They get downvoted so hard into oblivion. So clearly,
people love 50-50 right now.
Clearly, it's working. This one is a little bit. It's a bit of a mix between like the easy listening trend we have going on right now, that's being led by Triple S and New Jeans. But I'm also getting a good hint of like the retro pop trend that we got the last couple of years with like Taeyeon.
There's a little bit of City in here too, right?
Right. There's a little bit of like the funk that's that was brought up by Doja Cat with Say So.
Yes.
More.
Say So. And I think all of that's really, really well mixed. It's a little chill. It's a little easy to listen to. Kind of a track that's, like you mentioned, I think it's a little difficult to go wrong. It's a good combination, and I'm not bored of it yet. So I'm having fun.
Anita?
Yeah.
Anita, how do you feel about Cupid?
I kind of also feel the same way about like the general sound. I appreciate how it's taking it a little bit more of a mellow vibe to it. I want to highlight also the vocal tone of one of the members. I think it's the first person who sings. I think her name is Aran. Her tone is actually quite low, and I thought it suited the...
It's so good, dude.
It's really nice. Yeah, I found it refreshing throughout the song. I do feel like the division of parts I was constantly wondering, like, oh, will anybody else have a line?
Okay, I have seen this criticism online. They said the distribution is ass.
Yeah. I mean, I think they try to highlight people in certain parts that they thought would suit best, and I don't disagree. I think it makes sense that they had that part. I just feel like I think there might have been one member who I feel like had significantly less time or like singing time particularly, but hopefully it gets better. I mean, they're pretty recent group.
I think that's really interesting because from my perspective, I thought everybody kind of sounded the same except for the rapper, you know, and I was like trying to figure out who's singing what. But if it's just mostly one person, then I guess
Aran had 41 seconds. Kina, who I believe is the rapper, had 18. Zio had 33, and then Senna had 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Yeah. 6 seconds.
She's the main dancer though, so.
I mean, look, it's not a long song. I get that, but at the same time, there's only 4 folks. This isn't Girls' Generation where they split the lines between 9. You know, like, come on, 6 seconds. Come on, have them do like "Hey yo" in the beginning or something. I don't know, like.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I will admit though, I do agree with you. Like the vocal tone was like really really nice. It was very.
It was so unexpected when I turned this song on.
I know, right?
Really?
The way I'll describe it is on our server, we've expanded our song voting of what we're gonna cover on the pod, but previously it was just the Gochu Gang, right? And recently it has been skewing heavily into lesser known girl groups. We're very strong in our voting, right? Mm-hmm. And that's not a bad thing.
It's good. It's fine.
It's fine. But they just kept dominating these songs. But this one was so dominant in the voting that I was like, what is this? Like, I don't even know this group, but this has so many votes. And I don't know what I was expecting. But once that first girl started singing, I was like, oh, we got something here. They voted this for good reasons.
Well, they're definitely going along with the easy pop trend, but this is definitely not their first rodeo in this aspect. I recall they had an EP sometime last fall. I forget when. But that was also in that kind of field as well, the entire EP. And that was really, really good as well. So this isn't coming out of nowhere. Their company's kind of coming out of nowhere from my perspective. But other than that, like, they're not just blankly following the trend. I think they're building towards something nice, similar to the way Triple S is with their discography. And so far it's working out. It's a bit of a different take, a little less, I don't know, a little less hip-hoppy and less hip than Triple S has been, but you know, this side of it also works as well, you know? It's good.
I will say that even though I am behind like the general sound and concept that they have, I think it works. It makes sense, especially now because this is on the up in popularity. I do feel like the general cohesiveness of visuals, so like outfits, sets, and choreography along with the sound felt a little off. And the one part that I felt it the most was in the rap. So the rap section comes in, right? Mm-hmm. I felt the delivery was a little too intense for the general sound they were building. And then the choreo in that part also ends up being a little too intense as well. I don't know. I feel like the general idea, I think, is successful in a way, but there are certain like details where I feel like, well, I don't know if the outfitting really matched the sound or the vibe. I don't know if the sets really matched the sound or the vibe, and then the choreography. But I don't know. Maybe they're trying it out, seeing what works and what doesn't. And I feel like sometimes you want to mix like something that's eye-catching, but you also have the sound that is very mellow. So you kind of have to balance the two. I don't know. I just felt like it was a little off at times.
I think one of the biggest evidences of that to support that a little bit is the ending bit of the rap ends with like, "Hey, dumb boy," and I was like, that's feels a little out of place. You know, I understand we're pulling a lot of references from a specific cat over there. I get it. I totally go for that. I get it. But at the same time, I kind of agree with you. I don't know about the choreo too much because I didn't see too much of that on the music video, but in terms of the rap itself, I do agree. It was a little in my face, and it
was a little aggressive, dude.
Yeah, I was like, back off a little bit, please. Social distancing is, we're
here's
preferred.
Here's some good stuff for them. So they have 150,000 subscribers on YouTube. The official YouTube channel also commented on this video.
I saw that.
It wrote such a dreamy concept. Absolutely loved the song. Hey, that's like good recognition. They have 3.5 million views already, and I don't think they're bought. Some of these groups are like, they're just buying views. Let's be straight. I ain't gonna name names, but some of them are. Because I like, as someone who sees most of the new music videos, like you can tell, it's obvious. This one I do not think it is though. So they're doing a great job. I'm excited for this group now. They are 100% on our radars. We'll see what comes.
This whole situation right now reminds me of like a couple years ago, when like Stacy was first debuting. They had Weekly next to them.
Yeah.
Bro, Rip Weekly, dude.
That was not what I was going for.
No, like, I wanted to have this conversation, but I never knew how to have it. Like, what happened, y'all?
I don't know. Where are they? I don't know.
The one member left, right?
Yes. For mental health
Jiyeon,
issues.
right?
Yes.
I believe.
Jiyeon,
She left. And then they released that Venpara Ak thing that we absolutely hated 11 months ago. And they've been gone since. I don't know. Like, what happened, y'all?
I don't know.
Well, all I can say for now is that while Weekly had some unexpected twists and turns that were not favorable for me and you, 50-50, I think is similarly off to a good start. I hope they don't make those twists and turns that we don't expect and don't want. Because they're off to a good start.
Like, right now, there's just a lot of excitement, right? Because obviously New Jeans, Triple S, who knows how that's gonna work out, right? We got I'm so excited for Le Seraphim's next song as well.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
aespa, I want to see what they got next. There's just a lot to be excited for if you're a girl group fan at the moment.
I'm also excited for what is the name of the JYP girls? NMIX.
JYP NMIX. Oh yeah, NMIX. Dude, Baby Monsters is at the end of the month. Did you know that? Yeah.
Finally, after like 2 months of
there's crazy shit I need to tell you in the news section about this group though.
Oh no.
YG dropped some bombs about this group.
Are they also doing NFTs?
No. This is even like more ridiculous to be honest.
No.
So that's all happening.
Oh boy. I'm a little
50-50. I'm excited for y'all. Next song, J-Hope On the Streets featuring J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Okay.
What?
Obviously J-Hope's from Big Hit. His last 3 solo songs were Arson Moore and Chicken Noodle Soup. I did not know this was gonna happen. Number one, right? I saw it like a couple days before that someone was like, he's gonna collab with J. Cole. I'm like, huh? And this is pretty much this is his goodbye song because he's going to the military. That's also in the news section this week. So this was like his last gift to the fans before he goes to the military. Warren, as the person who likes rap among us the most, how do you feel about this one?
Well, now I feel bad because I was gonna say that we probably didn't need another fan song, but like if this is the last song before he goes off to the military, that makes sense. I think that's what J-Hope's verse was mostly talking about. It felt like a lot of thinking towards people who have helped him in the past, get him to this part of his career. Which are his fans. The way I see J. Cole's verse parallel that a little bit, and this is obviously more clear to our English listeners here, is that he makes a lot of religious references and how that has been sort of a guiding light towards in terms of how he's gotten here or to where he has, and how he's handled motivation through religion and whatnot. How he's had a friend who's smart but also dumb at the same time because he doesn't realize.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
Okay. I still do think it's a bit of a missed opportunity from J-Hope's perspective because to focus on the positive first, I do think this is one of his best rap verses, like rap in period. Like everything I personally have complained about his mixtape in the past, is absent here. It's a lot easier to listen to. His accent is not exaggerated. It's a lot smoother. Everything flows much closer to the way he actually speaks, even though it's still there. But overall, I think I'm leaving this part of his career thinking that he still has a lot to go off of. And I think I'm really enjoying that. Which is where I think it might have been a bit of a missed opportunity. Because his part is really short. He has like a short, like 12-bar verse and like the chorus, and that's it. While J. Cole over here goes on to like, I don't know, like a 24, 30, 40 something bar verse. That's like actually sizable and like actually like a meal. Whereas J-Hope's verse feels more like the soup and salad that comes before your steak. You know what I mean? Like,
well, he's mentioned J. Cole as one of his like idols in the past, right? So I think he was just giving him a big portion of the time, which I think is fair to do. One thing for me is I used to work like 3 blocks from the street he was dancing on. I used to walk past that every day. It's like it's south of Canal Street in New York City, just at the like the start of Chinatown. So that was kind of crazy. I was like, bro, I've walked past that store he's in front of like 1,000 times.
in Lower East Side, dang, look at that.
Yeah. I used to work right like 2-3 blocks from there. It's crazy. The Chinatown Building Supply. Like I literally walk past that all the time. But I think this song, it's a difficult song to like grade in my opinion. You know, like I'm excited for the event that happened. Like J. Cole, J-Hope,
J. Cole.
What?
Good lord.
And one thing I liked is we've had so many of these collabs lately where the artists don't actually meet up. We don't see them in the same frame. You know? I absolutely hate that. Starting back to like Ice Cream with Blackpink and Selena Gomez, but that was in pandemic, so we'll give them a pass on that, right? But at the same time, like you know, they didn't like they weren't meeting up. I liked that. I liked how it happened at the end. I was like, oh shit, they meet up. You know, that was kind of fun.
That was the whole music video. He was taking the train. He was looking at Google Maps to go to Brooklyn.
Going out to meet him.
He was waiting for the train and street dancing in the train station, right?
Yes.
Anita, how do you feel about this one?
I feel like generally the same. I feel like I really like the instrumental. I thought the beat was really cool. It gave it a very old school vibe, but not super, like not leaning too much on that. You know, like I feel like sometimes you could make it a little tropey, like a little too focused on the old school atmosphere that you might want to create. But I feel like this was just enough where like it added to the verses, like trying to be more like reminiscing and thankful and all that, which I think makes sense. I think the verses were really interesting. I'm not too familiar with J. Cole and his work, but I did know like some of his earlier stuff, like back in like 2014, 13, like really old.
Damn.
Yeah, he had a really big song.
That's when
back
some
in
of
the
our
day.
listeners were born.
No way.
2013, 14.
10? Oh, okay. Don't.
I was on the internet when I was like 9 and 8, so I don't know what to tell you.
Oh Jesus.
I was playing RuneScape in like 4th grade.
I was playing
whatever.
MapleStory and
gosh.
StarCraft. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I kind of liked like his. I like his style. Like it's very like not super rush. Like so yeah, I really like how it kind of came together where both of them were kind of bringing in their own experiences and kind of sharing it and bringing this whole like I think in general it's just positive, right? Positive emotional tone, which makes sense. I didn't know that this was going to be his last thing before enlistment, but now everything I think just fits as to why this had this atmosphere to it, which is cool.
It's like the flip side of the J-Hope we got with Hope in the Box, was it? The whole
Yeah, very different.
Because that was very grimy. That was very deep, dark emotions for the lad, which, for the most part, was a bit of a surprise for me. This is also not something I expected from him at all, but at the same time, it works really well. Where like it's guys got diversity, guys got range.
It's a good walking or driving song. This one, it has nice vibes.
Yeah.
I feel.
Chill.
You should do what he's doing. You should walk down Bowery.
Start like crumping down the street.
Look at me.
Yep.
J. Cole's an interesting rapper in himself because like he has a song called Middle Child, right?
Yeah.
And people see him. Okay, I'll make an analogy, another soccer analogy, right? He's sort of like Neymar, where he's kind of stuck between two generations. J. Cole, where he's not an old head and he's not like an OG, but he's not young enough to relate to the young kids and what they're doing. So he's kind of just there doing his own thing, right?
Okay.
So he's a very interesting rapper. I used to listen to a lot of the older stuff too. In like especially when I was in college, I listened to a lot of J. Cole for some reason. I guess that's what you just what you do back in the day.
I remember at one point we were doing groceries and you played J. Cole, Logic. I think ASAP Rocky was in there too. Like there was a bunch.
Yeah. I had a rap. I was listening to a lot more rap at that point.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is American rap. They're rapping.
Yeah, dude. Logic, the flow so nostalgic. What?
Whoa, look at you.
Overall, I think this is an interesting song. I think there was a bit of a dichotomy between the two messages that the two rappers were saying, right? So I can see that. Overall, though, I wish J-Hope all the best of luck in the military. I think it's a shame that they didn't exempt them, but that's just my personal opinion. But they will serve their country. But he will serve his country well, as Jin is doing at the moment. Okay. Last song, Cravity, Groove. They are from Starship. Last three songs, Party Rock, Adrenaline, Gas Pedal. Anita, you like Cravity, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I have liked previous title tracks from them. I will say, like, the last one, Party Rock, right? I was not a huge fan of, and this song, I think, kind of is still riding off of that sound a little bit. Not exactly the same. This is a little bit more with hints of the retro disco vibe. And Party Rock, I think, was more...
They're in their suit phase right now.
Yes, yeah. Party Rock was a little bit more...
Party Rock was a little too bubblegummy for my taste.
Yeah, more like general public friendly, like very
Tiny
upbeat.
pop. Tiny Nickelodeon pop.
Yes, the Disney sound. But I was wondering, like, why are they going through this like more like upbeat like sound? Because it's been a switch. They didn't used to do this. Like
they had their degenerate like vroom 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 skirt phase, right?
Excuse me, degenerate.
And then for a hot second they just went bubblegum all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But now they're doing like I would consider their sound very stereotypically K-pop, right?
Yeah, very
but
safe.
It's a little more mature than it was with the last stuff we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I think this is more fitting to who they are versus
Is it? Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I felt like I was trying to figure out like what the thought process was, right? Like, because it felt really much like a drastic change. And what I noticed is that back in 2020, when they were in the midst of the darker, more like serious sound,
they were sipping that lean back then, Anita. Yeah.
They had their first win. They had their first win back in 2020, and I think they kept it up like that sound for a while. 3 years later, I guess there wasn't much of like a build up anymore. They won once again with Party Rock.
Yep.
So I feel like that was the delineation of like, okay, maybe we need to switch sound, like a different approach. And I guess that makes sense if there's a better audience for this type of sound, and it's working, like might as well. And I do feel like they do pull it off. I just felt like this one particularly didn't feel very unique in a way. Like it's very safe. Like it works because I think there's been other songs like this that have worked. It's nothing like super new or anything, but it's still enjoyable.
I kind of feel similarly, where I've come to recognize this group as a bit of a male equivalent of Fromis 9 over here.
That is a good comparison.
Is it? Thank you. I appreciate
that. That's a good comparison. It's not like Fromis 9 was doing vroom vroom. I'm saying the post vroom 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 skirt is very similar to the Fromis 9 trajectory. Like Adrenaline, and then we had
Adrenaline,
Party Rock, and now Groovy. Those three are very. I could see that comparison.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it kind of makes sense because I think, well, I guess not really, but Adrenaline it felt like they were still in transition, right? It still felt like they were transitioning from one thing. Party Rock felt like they went in one direction too much. Groovy feels like they found the right amount of things in between. But I do agree with you. It feels like they made a lot of safe choices, and we end up with this situation where, I don't know. It feels a little sterile for me. It feels like it lacks a little bit of personality or character, and it's not particularly the worst thing in the world, because at the end of the day, all their decisions worked out. It makes sense. It's fun. It's pretty fun to listen to. But at the same time, I don't know. It's probably because I'm not into boy groups. That's probably why. But if that wasn't the case, I'd probably be listening to this on loop, because I can tell you I listen to From Us 9 a lot on my own free time. That being said, I don't think the song's like absolutely completely boring, right? Like one thing I did notice was that like that dance break that happens after the second chorus.
I love the dance break. That was the part I love the most, because it switched, because the beat switched, the percussions, I don't know if it was a percussion, but something was different, and it felt like it was a little more substantial.
Yeah.
They suited up and it got good all of a sudden. Right? Yeah.
It was like a halftime drum situation with the same chords and the same instruments from the chorus. And like, remember how I used to complain that like dance breaks just come in from nowhere and then go out back to nowhere, like just bad transitions?
It kind of had a little bit of the Sistar Touch My Body horns in there too, if you heard them.
Right.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, they were kind of scattered throughout.
And it was a lot easier to listen to and a lot more fun to listen to, rather than shoehorning in a forced dance break. You know, this one actually makes sense.
This was good.
We need more of this, please. Good Lord. Sorry.
Yeah. So if we think about it, right, like
angry.
Adrenaline was sort of like a NCT Dream type song. I thought somewhat of the energy there, and I think that they went a little too much bubblegummy with Party Rock, and now they're reeling it back in. If you think about the Cravity all of their songs, it's been a little bit all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Break All the Rules was I wouldn't call it a dark song, but it was like a kind of a strong intense song. And then you had Flame, which was kind of a mature, sexy vibe all of a sudden.
Which is what they won for. And then, Then
they had the two crazy songs with My Turn and Gas Pedal, right?
I like those two.
I know, Anita liked that phase. And then we went to more like a traditional boy group route again, right? A more upbeat style of boy group sound. They've been exploring many different concepts if we think about it.
And normally I'd complain that they don't have like a set character yet, but it feels like they found one and they're going deeper into it. So I'm not complaining.
Yeah, Gravity's an interesting group because they sell well, right? They sell like 200,000, 150,000 albums every time they release something, right? But they still need something though to get over the hump, I think, right? It's just kind of been around like 150 to 200, like the last like 5 things they've sold. They need something to pop off to get them to 500,000, more or less. Is this that song? I don't know, to be honest.
I would be surprised if it is, but
this song has all of the classic hallmarks of why people originally like K-pop. Like, it's fun.
It's true.
It's upbeat. Yeah. It's nice. This is like a very K-pop formula song, I feel. And I think it does a good job. How long has Cravity been around for now? Since 2020? This is only year 3.
Yes.
They're doing a pretty good job, I would say. Right?
I mean, yeah, they still have time. Like, it's definitely still viable for them to like figure that one like break point, like to get over the plateau.
Yeah, they're one of those boy groups who are kind of stuck in like the mid-tier slog, I would say. They need a little bit more to like burst through though, I think.
Yeah.
How much are they selling again? They're selling the last thing. New Wave sold 221,000. Okay, 220 in the overall, 113 in the first week. Thousands.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. I feel like they're doing.
No, it's not too bad.
No, that's pretty.
But if they're gonna truly emerge, they need to sell like 500. I would say, right? So.
I agree with that, but what I'm trying to say is at the same time, if they don't get there, they're still set. They're still fine.
Exactly. They're no, I'm not saying that they're in any danger at all. I just want to see them like get to the next level.
Okay, I agree with that too, because they definitely have the potential for that, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, because if you look at their last like they have 6 things that they've sold, right? Between the studio albums and EPs.
Yeah.
They're all between 150 and like 225 in that range.
Okay.
They're just all in there, all of them from the beginning. So I want to see more growth.
Okay.
Okay. What? Were you saying something more?
I said okay.
Okay. Other songs that were released during the 2 weeks were Shin Ji-min released Sympathy, Woods had a pre-release with Abyss, Lucy released Unbelievable, Ha had a debut with How Are You. There were 2 solo debuts, AB6's Woojin with Top Tier, Hwang Minhyung, formerly of New West, with Hidden Side. Ye Song released Floral Sense featuring Winter. I did not expect this one. It was via SM Station. Lim Kim and Jamie released Love Me Crazy.
Ooh.
Only one of Soul Drift and Shiny Onyu with O Circle.
Yep.
Interesting.
I was trying to figure out like how are they allowed to post on the SM Station? There must be some connection with Lim Kim, I would assume.
Neither of Lim Kim or Jamie's on SM though.
I don't know, but it's on SM Station, so there's that.
Okay.
Okay, Vice King. Last time on episode 225, Triple S Rising picked up its second crown, so it is eligible for Hall of Spice. Purple Kiss with Sweet Juice was in second, and 17 BSS with Fighting was in third. The 3 new candidates are 50/50 Cupid, J-Hope on the Streets featuring J. Cole, and Cravity Groovy. You gotta put 50/50 Cupid in first, right?
Ooh.
You gotta, right? I feel like out of all the stuff, that's where it has to go. Second place, I'm gonna put J-Hope in second. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was pleasant.
All right.
And then,
Is this a whole new chart? Dang.
No, third place, Triple S Rising. That's my third place.
Okay. That makes sense.
Anita, that's your cue. That's your cue.
That's my cue.
Bro, we've been doing this podcast for 200 episodes.
Okay, the thing is though, I was thinking of like last minute switches. But I'm gonna stick with what I had.
Oh.
I'm gonna stick with what I had, even though it's not too different. I'll start with third place. I have 50/50 in third place. I don't know. I feel like I like the idea, the concept. I'm for it, and I feel like they have good elements, the vocals and like the members. I think it made sense for them. I just feel like there were some details in the execution that could be refined.
God damn it.
But I am interested. I'm looking forward to more stuff.
Down
Oh,
vote.
hell no.
Down vote. Too low. Down vote.
Well, second place. I still have Triple S.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. I don't know. I still like the song. Still reserve my comments on some of the choreography, but I don't know. I feel like the song makes up for it in a similar way, right? This song is more on the sound as well, like a vibe.
I just prefer Generation. That's like for me.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's right. I guess I was hoping for another Generation, but we'll see. I'm still looking forward to their stuff. In first place, once again, I'm still listening to 17.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, to be fair, that song went pretty viral.
It is. It's so catchy.
If you haven't seen
watching
it,
live stages.
where is that? Did you see the award show, Anita?
Yes, they went crazy.
Okay, there's a performance y'all need to see. It is 17 and I believe the Circle Music Awards, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like their concert.
They sang 2 songs. It was a 10-minute stage and they interacted with other idols and they pulled out an aespa reference in it too. Like they said, "Yakshi next level." Oh, in front of them and stuff. It was so funny. Like,
yes,
you gotta watch it. And they did a fake ending, and they came back on and did the ending.
It was like
again.
their concert.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we'll be here next week, but I'm still listening. So for now,
Well, I feel bad.
first place.
I feel bad because 17 BSS Fighting is not on my chart.
Okay, I was expecting that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was like third place last week or something. Yeah. I mean, the song's alright. I'm just not listening to it, I'll be honest. Although I will find myself humming it randomly during the day. You know, it happens.
Fighting.
But that means the other 3 songs that are on my chart, I just like them more. That's all it is. Because I'm kicking it off with On the Streets by J-Hope featuring J. Cole on 3rd place. A good song.
Okay. Nice.
Shout outs to Brooklyn. Shout outs to Lower East Side. Shout outs to J. Cole. Shout outs to God. Shout outs to the BTS fans. And shout outs to J-Hope. Hope he has fun in the army.
Oh, okay.
I still listen to Triple S. Rising on 2nd place. Good stuff.
Nice.
Can't complain. You know?
Nice.
Yeah. That leaves me with 50-50 and Cupid on 1st. This is a good song.
All right.
I ain't got much to say. It's a good song. It's gold on 1st. Easy logic.
It's like, for such an unknown group, in my opinion, to have that good of a song, it's like, man, Triple S and Rising are 2 groups that pretty much came out of nowhere to be like big players on our charts every time they release something.
Well,
right?
Triple S didn't come out of nowhere. They came out with Mr. Jaden.
They came out of Jade and Jung, yes, but at the same time, you know what I mean. Gochu Gang, 1st place, they gave it to 50-50. Cupid, 37 points.
There we go.
2nd place, J-Hope on the Streets with 35.
Nice.
3rd place, Purple Kiss Sweet Juice with 27. Unfortunately, Triple S Rising was in 4th with 24, so they get no points from the Gochu Gang.
Oof.
As a result, we have a tie for 2nd place.
Oh.
J-Hope on the Streets with 7 points via my 2nd place vote, Gochu Gang 2nd place vote, and Warren's 3rd place vote. And Triple S because of my 3rd place vote and Warren and Anita's 2nd place vote. So they both got 7 there. And in 1st place with 16 points, picking up their 1st crown is 50-50 with Cupid. Boom.
Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go.
Okay, finally, we're at show winners. Anita, give us the 2 weeks of show winners.
Yes, there's a couple here. So 17 BSS with Fighting. They won an M Countdown twice, and then Show Music Core. So they have a total of 8 wins so far. Stacy's Teddy Bear also won on the show Champion, Music Bank, and Inkigayo. So they had 4 total wins. The Boys Roar also had some wins on Show Champion, Music Bank, Show Music Core, and Inkigayo. We didn't get to cover them, but it's a good song. 4 total wins for them. And Lee Chanwon, Wish Lanterns, 1st win on the show.
He's a trot guy.
Trot.
Yep.
Nice.
But I think the actual song might be a ballad. I'm not 100% sure. All right, that wraps up part 1 of episode 226. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1, boop.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we're back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 226, where we're going to cover some news and events from the last 2 weeks. So first one, this happened on the day we recorded the last episode, but the Korean Entertainment Management Association condemned the current SM management. This was back when they started to release all those videos, and basically they said you're ruining the Hallyu wave by making all this like drama and BS. So they were not happy with what is going on.
Okay.
Yeah. So that happened there.
They said, no, don't do that.
Yeah, they said, please don't do it. You're just dragging the dirty laundry into the public, essentially. Next one. HYBE released an open letter to fans, employees, and shareholders. Essentially, the narrative HYBE is trying to convey to the public is that SM is kind of lying to y'all. We're not going to change anything about SM. We have a history of letting companies be independent, and we're going to keep them independent as possible and let them do their own thing because they have their own established legacy and creative values and culture there.
Okay.
Which is probably the right thing to be saying. I don't know how much I don't know how much I believe that would happen in reality, but that's probably the right thing to say because that is the main sticking point that SM has been trying to make the people is that they're going to ruin SM.
I think from our perspective, we have examples that support their claim. We have examples that don't support their claim, so it's a little difficult to say.
G-Friend. Huh, yeah.
But,
okay.
I mean, then again, we have KOZ and we have Adore, so we'll have to see.
So that's that. Next thing, Bang PD even went... Oh, I played the volume for like a second, but we're fine. Bang PD also went on CNN and said the same thing. Like, he literally said, so he said, HYBE is well known to help artists become successful only by being in the management process without touching their autonomy of their artistic originality.
Okay.
So he said the same thing, but he went on CNN because this is becoming a big deal for people.
He should have been on KBS or NBC.
Yeah.
Or Mnet, I don't know. Why didn't CNN?
Next thing, foreign investors. This is just a rumor though, but foreign investors are betting if Kakao is unsuccessful in acquiring SM, JYP will be the next target.
Oh my god.
Wait, they're betting on this now?
Well, not betting, but that's what they think is going to happen. And as of yesterday, foreign ownership in JYP has reached 40%. And additionally, I don't know if I saved the article or not, but JYP opened the venture capital wing of their company like this week, which signals that they are going to make investments and try to generate cash flow, not in just the K-pop sphere. It's just like general business.
Oh boy.
Dang.
Yeah, so I think JYP has realized because we don't have an umbrella concept going on, we need to make money in other means than just K-pop.
They need to diversify their portfolio.
Yeah. So they opened an entire venture capital wing of their company. Okay, so the injunction hearing took place back on February 22nd, and at the end of the hearing, the judge said that he would accept additional filings until the 28th, and will make a decision before March 6th. So there was like some decision somewhere. This is the whole thing of Isuman is saying SM created these new stock out of nowhere to sell to Kakao, right?
Right.
And they're saying the reason that is bad is because it lowers the value of the stock that people who were holding it already, like the value of those ones, which makes sense. It's basically they're inflating. There's an inflation thing going on.
It's like America printing more dollars.
It literally that. So they were taking these bonds and converting them into stock and issuing into Kakao, and Isuman was saying like, why are you doing that? That's not fair to the people who are holding the stock, because now there's more stock. So the intrinsic value of the current stockholders has gone down. Okay. Next one, HYBE officially requested SM to cease the purchase of treasury stock as it can be considered manipulation of the share price and criminal breach of the fiduciary duty prohibited by the Capital Markets Act. So they officially applied to the courts that saying what SM is doing is illegal. So not just saying it in word, they literally went to the courts and said like, yeah, we think what they're doing is illegal.
Wow.
Okay, so that happened there. And then the Eastern District of Seoul upheld the application for the temporary injunction, which cancels the current issuance of new shares and convertible bonds to Kakao. So they're not saying that it's not going to happen, but they said while we're investigating this, you can't do it. We have to hold it because we don't know if it's illegal or not.
Oof.
Okay.
And the court said there was no business justification and the act disadvantaged existing stockholders, as I stated.
Right.
If you go back to the last couple episodes, this is a huge advantage for HYBE and a big disadvantage for Kakao. They just lost everything in terms of playing this game.
So they basically said, hold a minute, don't sell it to Kakao. We got to check out. This is all like legal. So that's that. The fact that even happened is a kind of a big deal in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that happened there.
I recall a lot of traders were like waiting for this decision to come out before like taking sides.
Where's the article? I'm trying to find. Okay, here it is. So this is the one that happened like today, right?
Okay.
Because this happened where they stopped, they basically said you cannot create new stock out of nowhere. So as a response, Kakao has made a new tender offer to buy existing stock. So they're like, if we can't create new stock, we'll just did what HYBE did and start buying back existing stock to get the percent that we want.
Right.
And people think that Kakao, specifically Kakao Entertainment, they want them to be listed on the NASDAQ, so that the American Stock Exchange. And in order to do that, they have to prove that the company's like big and has a lot of assets. So this is one of the things that they're doing, is to try to buy more and more percentage of SM to appear as a bigger company to be allowed to be listed on the US Stock Exchange.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so Kakao, the motivation they're doing this is to become a part of NASDAQ.
Yes, so they want to become a big enough company in order to list on the American Stock Exchange to get a big influx of foreign capital into the company.
That's interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that means, like why they're doing that, but it is what it is. And here's the funny thing, as they said, until 2015, Kakao was an underdog, only doing webtoon and web novel business.
Yeah.
But now they want to do everything.
Yeah.
It currently has 41 companies under its umbrella.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I'm kind of curious as to how their internal bank account is functioning, because they grew very, very quickly. They grew through acquiring different companies. Mind you, Kakao is at the core of everything. They're our equivalent of Facebook.
Additionally, Kakao Entertainment, only the entertainment sphere, had a higher Q3 revenue than Hybe or CJENM.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but in order to become on the American Stock Exchange, you need to have obscene amounts of value, because to get on the Korean one, you don't need as much. So that's their play here, is to acquire a ridiculous amount of stuff and then be able to be listed on the American Stock Exchange.
It's a little concerning with the way they're growing, but okay, we'll see. We'll have to see how it plays out.
All right. In terms of what SM is doing, they released new videos. They promised to invest 1 trillion won, so about $1 billion, to create a publishing arm, acquire other labels, and invest in expanding fan platforms. It will raise funds through existing cash flow, strategic business partnership, and sales of non-core assets and borrowing. So this is SM's plea to the public to state that you should follow what we're doing, because we're willing to invest $1 billion to create a new publishing arm and to increase the company, because we don't need anyone else. We want to stay as SM with our Kakao partnership, and we want to build up the company ourselves. They also plan to establish production centers in Japan, the Americas, and Southeast Asia to debut local groups.
Sure.
In Japan, they want to monetize existing IPs, debut NCT Tokyo in the second half of the year. Oh, here's one thing. So I was going to say this. There's, Anita, NCT Tokyo is the last NCT thing.
I've heard.
They lied about NCT Africa and Hollywood. There's no more.
Well, times were different.
They said right here, in 2023, SM will debut NCT Tokyo, which will be the group's final expansion following the debut of this group. NCT's infinite expansion will come to an end, and the agency will focus on supporting the current members.
So much for infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also in this video, they just name drop saying we're gonna have studio albums for Shiny, EXO, Red Velvet, NCT 127, NCT Dream, and NCT is more, as well as a mini album for aespa. So they're just saying, like, you know, we're doing a good job. We're gonna give everyone albums, so you all be happy. Follow us into the future of SM 3.0.
Okay, let's pause for a second. Let's start with what you just mentioned. People are gonna have albums. Were they not? That's the fact that artists make music. Again, that should be the baseline. That should be a given. That should be the starting point, not something that you're proud of doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so the fact that they're pushing that as like a big like benefit of themselves, like, that's a big flag for me. All right, sorry, keep going. Yeah.
By 2025, SM will, let me get my window going. Will build 7 localized domestic production centers, 3 global, with a goal to record 1.8 trillion in revenues and 500 billion operating profit by 2025. When I think what they mean by production centers, they want to make, like, you know, SM buildings with studios, things like that. And build their business buildings. That's what it seems like to me.
Okay.
And I think the 3 global ones would more or less be like SM headquarters in other countries. That's what that screams to me. That's that. That's cool. Okay, so I think that covers all of the current news we got about the SM Hybe Kakao stuff. Oh, I lost my main thing. Okay, we're back. Okay, so here's actual other things that happen. SM plans to take legal action against Stylist A with regards to defamation with malicious intent.
Oh boy.
SM Entertainment denies recent rumors made by Stylist A accusing EXO Suho of keeping such failing to return shoes, stating that it was groundless. I looked into this. There's a stylist that SM made, I'm assuming a former stylist now, who claimed that Suho stole like $50,000 of like shoes that he was supposed to just be borrowing. But all of the other stylists came out and say, "What? He has a lot of money, and he's been giving us gifts all the time. This is not like him. I don't know what you're saying."
Yeah, why would he be stealing shoes? He has money.
Exactly. So yeah, so this stylist claimed he stole about $50,000 of shoes.
Oof.
That's a lot of shoes. $50,000 of shoes? How many?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but it seems like a mess. So just know there's something going on with Suho. Someone's claiming he's stealing a bunch of shoes, but everyone else is saying he didn't.
That's so stupid.
That's that.
Right.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, there was the 2023 Korean Music Award. This is like the Grammys in Korea, right? This is a big deal, Warren.
Yes, except that it's poor and nobody really cares about it.
Okay, but some of the winners, some of them I don't know who this 250 or 250.
I'll talk about him in a second. Just read the thing. Don't worry.
Is he a producer?
We'll talk about him in a second. Don't worry.
Artist of the Year 250, Song of the Year Yunha, Event Horizon, Album of the Year 250 with Pong, and then Rookie of the Year New Jeans. Those are the big awards.
Nice.
And then Best K-pop Song, New Jeans Attention. Best K-pop Album, New Jeans. Best Pop Song, Yunha, Event Horizon. Best Pop Album, Akbu Chanhyuk Error. Some other people. Let's see. Best R&B and Soul Song, BB Joto. So that's kind of cool. Nuxal got 2 things for rap and hip hop. And the 250 guy won for electronic song and album. So those are pretty much the ones you probably would potentially recognize.
Bro, I name dropped 250 like a million times on this podcast. You still don't remember who he is.
I remember
cannot
him. He
believe.
produced stuff for New Jeans too.
He has made songs such as Attention, such as Hype Boy, such as Hurts,
Yes.
such as Ditto, and he did a really good job of it. Good lord. I think Artist of the Year is like a bit of an understatement for the guy last year, given that
He did really well.
he did really well. He was a big part of the reason New Jeans popped up, in my opinion, right? Bong is also a really good album. I've talked about it on the side here and there. It's a good mix between trot, bongsak, electronica. It's a bit of an experimental album, and it captures the Korean mood of bonki really, really well, which he describes as just sadness. And I'm like, okay, I kind of get that. If you listen to it, you'll see what I mean.
In all of the stock photos of him, he really has like a 1970s vibe going on in all of the photos he takes. He kind of looks like Elvis in some of these photos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, he does.
Oh man, he's a great guy. You guys really need to check him out. Same with Event Horizon. We name dropped Event Horizon a million times, and I know a lot of our listeners.
We know.
Some of y'all just ignoring this person. Just found that out there.
But New Jeans winning all these awards is a great sign for them, right? This is a big recognition for sure.
I think, I mean, a big part of it was that K-pop has its own category now. But I think, if I remember correctly, New Jeans now holds the record for the most nominations for this awards in one single year.
Dang.
Okay. Wow.
Makes sense.
There you go. I mean, yeah. For a little bit of context, KMA's Korean Music Awards, they don't focus solely on popularity and success, which is why they have a lot of these indie artists on their lists, like 250. So I'll take that as for what it is.
How do you feel about Nuxal winning the rap section?
Sincerely Yours, which is a collab between Nuxal and Kareho. Great album. It's a bit of a funky acoustic take on hip hop music because Kareho is a band. And I think it's all right. It wasn't really my particular favorite of the year by any means. But I mean, it's a good album. I'm not complaining about it. There's a track with Jay Park on it that KMA recommended at the end of last year's episode. That was really, really good. Go check that out.
Okay. All right. Next thing that happened was Jisoo confirmed. Jisoo's solo song, March 31st.
It's finally happening
soon.
Coming soon.
It's actually happening.
Actually happening.
It's actually
That's
happening.
really exciting. So that was the first of the big YG news to come out. The second one. Okay. Baby Monster.
Oh boy.
Right? On the 10th, so in 4 days, the last evaluation teaser. This was the poster for it. It's going to be on every Friday. So it's a series, guys, on YouTube.
What?
So it's at midnight in Korean Standard Time. So it's 10 a.m. Eastern. They're going to show this every Friday. I'm going to be watching. So they have been showing footage of these 7 girls, right? And everyone was like, oh, this is probably the group, Baby Monster, right? It's not, though, right?
What?
YG's new girl group. They confirmed the premiere date for the show that they're going to have, apparently, right?
Okay.
In the show, though, YG himself stated, quote, Baby Monster will never be a 7-member group. They will definitely be eliminated trainees.
Why?
I heard the Korean part, Warren. That's literally what he said.
Okay. He wants to be a dick. Look,
So
whatever.
people are like, what the F is going on? You have been playing this out for years. You finally show us the 7 kids, and now you're going to have a survival show, apparently.
How small is this gonna be?
4.
Again?
Here's the craziest thing. People think that there's like a 50% chance he's just lying and it's going to end up being the 7.
Look, at this point,
They're gonna make the group 6 members, and then at the last episode, he's gonna pull a JYP and be like, I'm gonna put Momo back in because she's really talented and just
regardless though, now I have to watch this because I'm curious. Like I haven't seen too much of the. See, I don't really watch the pre-debut stuff of most groups because I just want to see the finished product.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But like now I'm invested. There's a girl in this group named Chiquita. Like, how could you not be invested in this group?
Sounds like a certain Rocket Punch
I just
song.
get frustrated. I wish.
Yeah, so he literally in the teaser video, which had Lisa and Jenny and Akmu Suhyun in it, and he's sitting at a desk and he said there will never be 7 members in this group. It's not going to be a 7-member group. There will definitely be trainees eliminated.
Look, I mean, sure, dramatize it out. Play what you want to do. Do what you need to do, right?
Isn't that exciting? And we don't know how many episodes or anything. We just know it's gonna happen.
I don't know. I'm glad you find it exciting. I guess I'm kind of approaching it from this perspective where like I just want to get this over with. Just give us the 4 people. How long have we been teasing baby monsters at this point? Just give us the thing.
You remember like we heard that they had the copyright to the name like 3 years ago or something,
Yeah,
right?
something like that. I'm
It's
like,
been a month.
bro, just drop the group. We know you have a set member rotation already. Just come on.
The rest of the news, there's like a ton of movement and like things like people going places, people leaving things, people joining things. First one, J-Hope began the military enlistment process similar to what Jin did previously. So he's going to be going to the military. We talked about it earlier with the song. Also, Songminho going to the military on March 24th.
Dang.
That is happening as well. Okay, so those are the 2 military guys, right? Here's one more thing before we do the rest of the movement. SBS is holding their own girl group survival show on SBS, the main channel, not like a side channel. The main channel is going to be having a group survival show called Universe Ticket, and its applications began on April 30th. The group is said to be active for 2.5 years. So they are literally doing a survival show on the main SBS channel.
Interesting.
Okay.
So I don't know what that's going to look like. So that's
Why
something.
so many survival shows now.
Yep. Okay. Next one. KOZ Entertainment, home to Zico, confirmed that they will be debuting their first boy group in the first half of 2023.
Ooh. Okay.
Interesting. Ooh.
That's really interesting. A Zico-led boy group.
Is this gonna be like Block B?
Hopefully it's not like what Rain has been doing with Cypher, because there was rumors that he's trying to sell Cypher right now.
What?
Yeah, dude, you remember how he screwed over M Black and now he's screwing over Cypher? So
Dang.
How did he screw over M Black?
he kind of just gave up working with them at a certain point.
I would double check that. I think there was a contract to just work on a couple tracks and that was it.
Oh, was that it? But it was under J-Tune, which was his branch of JYP at the time, I believe.
I don't know. Someone tell us in the comments, please.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but yeah,
I might be wrong too. I don't know.
At a minimum, he's screwing over Cypher, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Like it's very rare that we see like celebrity ran groups essentially, right? And
Right.
people are calling it this. So even though like sure it's under KOZ, but like people, it's even more. You know, P Nation is size company, right? And they have a boy group, TNX, I believe, right?
Right.
But we don't associate that as that's the Psy group. We just assume that's the P Nation group. But with KOZ, it feels very KOZ is Zico, right?
Right.
So I wonder what this is gonna look like.
I think a big chunk of this is that being a good artist and being a good producer are very different things with very different things you got to be good at. Obviously, there are people who are good at both. I kind of identify Zico as someone who's typically good at both, but producing a whole artist in a group, that's, I don't know. That's a big risk.
Can we get new Block B? I liked the Block
We'll
B had
see.
a fun quirkiness to their group. It was kind of trolly. I kind of like that. Okay, so that happened there.
Jesus, was somebody pedo? Hey.
Next one. Okay, so this is a big oof. This is a trigger warning as well. Blanky, I think is how we call them. Youngbin was revealed to be revealed as idol group Y, who harassed his girlfriend after she asked for a breakup. The agency confirmed the rumor, and he was removed from the group. They also canceled their tour that they were going to do. His girlfriend shared that she was strangled by him in an alley after her phone was thrown away after he confronted her when she wanted to break up with him. This guy was on Island, I believe, as well.
Oh? Yeah. Oh?
Right? Am I wrong, Anita? That's him, right? Can you look it up?
Let me double check. The name sounds familiar now, but let me double check.
The guy who was on Island? I might be wrong. But
for those of you guys watching on YouTube, like it's such a weird dichotomy where like he's doing this Aegyo pose with like, look at me.
Oh no, yeah, it's him.
Right? Yeah. So this guy was on Island, and then apparently like roughed up his ex-girlfriend. That's what we'll
Get
call
him
her
out of
after.
here. Good lord.
Yeah, and Blanky like canceled their tour because of this as well.
Dang.
That kind of sucks for them. That happened there. The biggest movement was that 8 members of Uju Sonyo renewed their contracts with Starship Entertainment. So you're probably like, Uju Sonyo started as 13, right? Then we lost the China line, so we lost 3, so we're down to 10. Now we have 8 that renewed their contracts. They released a statement. The first thing they did here was they stated Exi, Sala, Bona, Subin, Unso, Yeoreum, Dayang, and Yeonjong renewed with Starship, right? That means that Lura and Dawon are not going to be coming back. And they also expressed their gratitude for Ujani, Chen Zhao, and Meichi, who were actually a part of Yehua, who joined Uju Sonyo back in the day. So the China line, they also thank them and they say, yeah, they're done too. So officially now China line is gone, and now Lura and Dawon are out of the group.
I mean, I'll be honest. The China line, much respect to them.
They're making so much money in China. I completely understand. Like,
yeah,
they're probably making multi-millions, way more than the entire group.
they don't really need each other. I'll be honest. Taewon is also not a huge surprise for me because while
she had become second fiddle as main vocalist when Jeonjong showed up.
Exactly, yeah. And while I think she's talented and I think she has what it takes, I'm not sure if Cosmic Girls was the best environment for that to happen. And that kind of became kind of apparent, for me at least, when she wasn't making it into any of the unit activities. Like she wasn't a part of Black, she wasn't a part of Chokomi. She was just there. Luda's a bit of a surprise for me.
She has a lot of presence on a non-K-pop sphere in terms of variety and things like that.
Right.
Does she?
Yes.
And I always felt like she was one of the popular members of Cosmic Girls for that reason, but
yeah.
Well, sad to see him go.
Yep, we're down to 7 after they debuted in February 2026, so this is the 7th year for them. So.
Well, I'm glad at the very end, like if you go back a couple like seasons of our show, we used to talk about Cosmic Girls a lot, especially because they used to come back a lot more frequently. Now I'm like wondering where they are.
We were worried. We were very worried.
We were all very worried. Like that was a concurring, like frequently occurring conversation. It's like, I hope they make. They had a bit of that with Irurida. What's that song in English? I forget. Wish?
As you wish. As you wish.
Right.
That goes viral every New Year's.
It does.
Yes.
Everyone listens to it on the first year, on the first day of every New Year's. And I recognize that they have had a level of success from that we typically don't see in K-pop comebacks. And I feel like that's good. I was kind of hopeful, optimistic that a extension would happen, and it seems like that's what happened with at least 8 of these folks. I wasn't expecting all 13 to stick around, I'll be honest. So, all in all, I'm not perfectly satisfied, but satisfied, you know?
I'm gonna give a spoiler to Girls Reverse as well. So if you don't want to know,
Spoiler
you got 5
alert.
seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Luda's one of the kids who won on Girls Reverse. They ended up with 5 kids, right? Luda's one of them. Also, Subin won as well. So they're both in that virtual group.
Well, that's awkward.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm sure the girls are on good terms, right? But
I hope so. Yeah.
that
I think
happened.
so.
Are they?
So they have
don't
to
know.
be. They gotta be home.
Well, have
they
you
are.
talked with them?
I don't know.
Were you
But
flying the wall?
I'm gonna move on now.
I'm sure they are. I'm sorry.
Next thing, TOP Media shared that Lee Jin-hyuk decided to not renew his contract following contract expiration. That's a little surprising to me. Because like he was like the main guy in Uptension, I thought for a while.
He became the main guy.
And then he did a
after
solo thing, which was
release.
going well. But then he got a little bit of controversy because some people were saying he had Yeonhae-byung or like celebrity syndrome behind the scenes. That kind of came out a little bit. I remember hearing. So I don't know, but he's leaving TOP Media. Is he big enough to survive without them? I don't know. So that's there. Rapid fire here. But then they also shared that Kun, like 5 other members, Bito, Kogya, Sunyul, and Yujin, have all left the Uptension as well. So
it's
I
done
think
then.
is the group kind of done?
Well, you have 2 members on Boys Planet too, so
Yeah.
I think it's
Wait, Anita, which 2 kids are in the show?
Hwan-hee and Seung-yeol, I think.
Let me look up their faces really quick.
You've seen them.
Oh,
They've
you
had
still-
some decent screen time.
I used to have a middle school friend named Songyori.
You know,
How are you doing, Songyori? You doing good?
we're gonna talk about Boys Planet like for like 5 minutes. Oh, this kid. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in Uptension? So the one thing I wanted to say before I move on is that on Boys Planet this year they don't mention what company or groups these kids are in at all. They make go out of their way to not mention it. So a lot of these kids have debuted and I've like no clue to be honest. So that happened there. So I don't know what's going on with Uptension, but we're down to like not that many dudes, I would say. Isn't our favorite guy isn't he in the different group here? But yeah, so they lost 3 kids. Woo-suk also left, right? That was the big
He went
member to
solo.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after he left, Jin-hyuk was there and it was like, all right, well, they got something going on, but they are down to 7. But I think 5 of these are in that list that are leaving. So we're down to 2, and the 2 that are left are on the ones who are on Boys Planet, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe it's
We just subtracted all of that from 10 down to 2.
It's
And
up
2 of them
to
are-
Shin.
Yeah, so essentially, I think the group's over.
Oh no.
Dang.
Next one, Fantagio stated that Rocky is leaving the agency and Astro. So Astro's down to 5 guys at the moment. So that happened there. There's just a lot of people leaving groups. Additionally, L has left his company. He's from Infinite, right? So that is
Was he?
Woolim, I believe.
Yeah.
So
No. It says on the article that he's a part of management Isang.
Oh, so I guess he. Okay, so this one I didn't really need to mention because I thought he was still at Woolim, but no, L left his company. I bet you a lot of our listeners don't even know who Infinite is. You should please listen to them.
Dang, that's so sad.
So that happened there.
I don't either.
Additionally, Munich has left DKZ, so they lost a member as well. So people were dropping out like flies this
Oh my
week.
god.
Jellyfish Entertainment finally announced that Bonbon Girl Sally has left the agency following along. We knew this though, because Gugu Dan has been Gugu Dun for a while, guys. And Sally made it big in China because she won Chuang. She was one of the winners there on one of their survival shows. So
Chongzao.
yeah, and Sally's like one of the main members. She's super popular. So yeah, she's popping off right now. So I similar to the Uju Sonyo thing, completely understand why she would do that. Like, kind of makes sense to me. Let me see. What place did she place there? Okay. Let me look real quick. Why am I even looking this up? I don't know.
Yeah. Why? I didn't know you're such a Sally fan.
I watched the show, like the first 10 episodes.
I think I remember you mentioning her. Yeah.
I was watching Chuang, dude, but okay, here she placed 6th on the show, so she debuted with them, Bonbon Girls.
Nice.
So that happened there. So she's out of Jellyfish, but Jellyfish is a mess at the moment. So that happened there. All right, we finally have some like fun things at the end. Some of them fun. Twice World Tour, big one. Seoul, Sydney, Melbourne, Osaka, Tokyo, LA, Oakland, Seattle, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, Toronto, New York, Atlanta. One thing to note is they are starting to do like arenas now, like big venues. Scotiabank in Toronto, MetLife Stadium, which holds like in concert mode, I think it holds like 50,000 people.
Ooh.
So
Dang.
they're starting to do big places. United Center in Chicago. Kind of exciting, right?
I've signed up for the lottery.
Warren's trying to go to one of the dates here. Chicago, right? I think this is the one you're trying to get.
We'll see what happens. Wish me luck. Yeah, Chicago, United Center, June 28th.
Best of luck.
Fingers crossed.
I was telling them I think the only people I want to see in concert at the moment is New Jeans, but if they come, you know how hard the tickets would be to get.
When are they coming?
Impossible.
Adore, make it happen.
It would be impossible, but I'll try.
We'll try. Also, they don't even have like a full discography for a concert yet.
Oh yeah, Billy and Lucy are performing at South by Southwest.
Ooh.
That's good for them.
See?
Yeah.
That's a bit unexpected, but pleasant news.
And then finally, if you are a fan of Vix or if you are a fan of Ravi, he admitted to the charges of military corruption. So he had a doctor state that he has epilepsy in order to have his gunde reduced to office service. So it's not like he was going for full exemption, but a doctor was basically stating that Ravi suffers epilepsy, so he needs to have a lower or a higher grade is the bad one. So he needed to have a higher grade in the military health evaluation, so he gets office service instead of full duty. And there's like 100 people who are being like tried for this. One of them is Korean rapper Nafla, who's already been arrested for this. So they're all kind of screwed. Let's just say that. And I feel bad for someone like Wien, who is in Groove Line. So I don't know how that's gonna work out.
I feel bad for people who actually struggle with epilepsy and mental illnesses in Korea. This is
who actually do have a doctor's note.
Yeah, this is only doing things bad for them.
Next week though, in terms of the music, so that's all the news. Next week we have Cherry Bullet, Yuju, Twice. Excited for that. Han, Pixie, and Kai is coming back.
Oh yes.
Got a lovely lineup. Look at that.
We got a great lineup, dude. Probably Cherry Bullet, Twice, Kai, maybe Yuju, something like that. That wraps up the normal portion of the podcast, episode 226. After the break, Anita and I have to talk about Boys Planet for like 10 minutes.
For a little
and
bit,
then we will have the continuation of what is the formal name of what we're calling it, Warren?
Simulator?
The Adventures of Doug and his empty bank account.
No. I have the actual name written down.
The SojuTalk Girl Group Simulator Entertainment Simulator.
That's what it was. K-pop Girl Group Simulator Part 3 is happening after the break as well. So come back for that. This has been SojuTalk Weekly Shot at K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me this week. After the break, we're going to be talking Boys Planet and continuing our K-pop Girl Group Simulator. So you guys want to join us for that, but we'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Bagel, Based Mina, Brian, Shadow, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Genki Boy, Goku Mama, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, and Jay Parks. Tier, thank you for joining SojuTalk. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erday, Koala, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297. We're here. Hi, folks.
Oh, okay. We're back at it. After hours. Anita and I are going to talk about Boys Planet real quick. So spoilers if you did not see episode 5, but we're going to talk about it. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Boys Planet. It was the elimination episode. They got rid of a ton of kids. We're down to 52.
Yes.
The top 9 is Hanbin, Matthew, Jung, Yujin, Janghao, Yubin, Ihotek, also known as Hui, Keita, and Jay.
Oh, boy.
Then 10 to 15 is Gunuk, Tere, Ricky, Dao, Junhyun, and Takuto. How do we feel about this ranking, Anita?
Honestly, top 9, I kind of expected.
I expected it. I thought Gunuk would make it in the top 9, considering how much screen time he gets. But, it is what it is. Gunuk is the masculine contestant, Warren. He's like the most... Yeah, he's like the guy they're promoting as like the intense masculine guy.
Looks like he was on 10th place, so he's close.
He's close. He gets a ton of screen time.
Almost there.
they had a really brutal system this year, Warren. Well, I was telling you earlier where they call up each song that was performed. There's 2 teams, and then they go from like they don't announce top 10. They didn't even announce top 12 at the beginning, but they went like, oh, someone between these 2 guys is the 16th chair, and then they announce who it is. Then they go someone, and then they go continue to go until 52. They say, oh, this guy's the 24th chair, someone between these 2 guys, and they announce it. And then at a certain point, they go, yeah, no more contestants.
That's it.
You're either the last seed 52 or you're eliminated or you're in top 12. Those are your 3 options.
But I think you know if you're in top 12 or not.
Yeah, that's a little sad.
So it was brutal. One of the songs, they called up both teams and no one made it. So that was kind of brutal.
That was really rough.
Yeah.
I don't honestly, I'm not a fan of this new way of doing things. I don't think they can do it for all the missions. I don't know.
The 52th seat was Ichan, right?
This
and
kid.
he was the kid. He was on island. His confidence is shot because in the first round, he sang one of the songs. He was the main vocalist. He messed up every note the entire time.
It was rough. It was really.
It was like one of the worst performances
bad.
ever. Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but I felt a little disappointed because I feel like his performance was not great, right? Maybe it was a one-time thing, but a lot of other trainees, I think, did consistently a little better, and they
got rid of a ton of the lower ranking and less popular global kids, is what I could tell. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of rough out there. But that being said, the top 9 is split 5 Koreans, 4 global at the moment, which is very different from
terrible.
Kepler, which ended up with one foreign trainee in the team. So,
well, I mean, while the show was going on, the ratio was a little better split, wasn't it? If I recall correctly.
Yeah, at the time it was. But here's the thing: Matthew's a Korean kid. He's just born in Canada. He's Korean, though. So he doesn't really count. And Jang Hao is the Chinese global golden child. And then you have Keita, who debuted in another group. He's in Cypher, Rain's group. So he's in Cypher. So people know who he is. Okay. And then Jay is like the foreigner. Like, he's like the foreigner.
What do you mean, the foreigner? Like, what? Is he like French?
He's like, no, he's like the how do I put it? You know how there's always like a good looking mixed kid on the show? That's him. Like, also, he has the vocal to back it up. He has an incredible voice.
Okay. I'm glad he made it. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's a talented lad. I support that.
He's very talented. He was versing Hui in the thing, and honestly, I think he sang the notes better than Hui.
I was about to say,
I don't disagree.
Oh,
Hui's in 7th at the moment, so he might drop out at the end. We never know. But I feel like Hanbin and Matthew 100% making this final group. They're like best friends. They were trainees together at Cube, and they like applied to the show together. There's like an anime storyline going on here.
Yeah.
Naruto and Sasuke. That's what I'm telling you.
Matthew was like 5th place the entire time, and then he rose up to 2nd in the elimination. It was incredible how much he was rising.
Yes.
So those 2 are destined to make the group. I think like Jung's gonna make it. Kids like, and I think Jang Hao is going to make it for sure. The rest of them,
nice. I really like him.
Yujin, Gyubin, Kui, Keita, Jay, those are the ones that are in flux, I would say. But I would say about 4 of these seats are pretty much assured at this point in time.
Yeah.
Here's what without watching the show, so I have to give that disclaimer. I'm concerned about Petek Boy over here with Mr. Hui.
I'm concerned too. He might pull like a JR or a Gao and just get eliminated at the end.
I feel like Mnet has a history of like squeezing the last juices out of like an idol that's been around for a long time, only to just throw them away at the very last moment. That's what I'm worried about. You know what I mean?
That being said, the next round is like small groups and they're singing interesting songs. The one that we found out about in the preview was they're going to be singing Tomboy, one of the teams, right?
Right.
Okay.
It ends up being Hanbin, who's rank 1. Who else is in this? Jang Hao, who's rank 5. Gunuk, who's ranked 10, and who's the other one, Anita?
B, I think.
Oh, and Hui, who's ranked 7th. So we have 1, 5, 7, and 10 are going to be in that group.
2 stacked.
It's going to be ridiculous.
Well, it looks like there's 8 applicants for Tomboy, and there's only 4 people maximum.
Yeah, and it's done, of course, the higher rank gets to kick someone out as they pick the songs.
And they're the highest ranks.
It's similar to how they normally do the final song, where they make the lowest person pick a position, and then they keep going and they shift it based on that.
Okay.
So like it's gonna be this. It has to be the best performance ever, right? Like the average ranking
Let's
of a
hope so.
person in that group is like 5. So we'll have to see.
There's some other interesting songs there too. Like
That's like
Wait,
the
they
meme
haven't
song.
revealed all of them. They haven't revealed all of them.
Yeah,
The
Warren,
word-
you're spoiling this.
oh, I'm sorry. Cut that part out.
Okay, Warren just spoiled what songs are going to be next week. The only 2 that we knew that they were going to do was like Tomboy, and then there's a meme song that you could pretty much imply that was what they were going to do. But yeah, Warren kind of spoiled it, but that he didn't.
I can't scroll down.
That wraps up Boys Planet pretty much. It was just an elimination episode. We saw some
Yeah.
intense dance battles though.
Ooh.
And
Oh yeah,
this season they've been posting a ton of content online that they're not showing during the show.
true. A lot of like extra stuff.
Like
sports day stuff.
last week we saw like they were going to do wrestling and stuff, and it wasn't in the show, but it was all online.
yeah,
and-
on YouTube.
Yeah. So that's that. Okay. Now we could do what Warren planned. What are we doing, Warren?
Simulator.
We're doing K-pop Group Simulator episode 3.
If I remember, we ran out of money in
We
order
were
to have this
broke.
comeback. We're broke,
We're
right?
broke. We have no money. All right, so let's recap what happened last time around, right? We had a group that we debuted way back, but 2 weeks ago in the last episode, we made a series of decisions to do a girl group comeback. But before that happened, we had to kick somebody out because they were a bully. So what do you know? But you know, we still have some money, so we let them practice in their own apartment.
Yeah, we had $12 remaining.
It was rough.
That was not a lot of money. We went full out on concepting and spent $10 on creating a unique concept and strong identity built from proven concept director. So there, you know, that's good stuff.
250 was producing.
But 250? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would be lovely. But however, because we only had $2 left, we spent $1 on rushing through recording, so the audio quality was kind of meh. Then we had a homemade music video and edited on
Yeah.
iMovie for another
It's an
$1.
aesthetic. The audio of the video is
an
an
aesthetic.
aesthetic. It's an
That
aesthetic.
Y2K vibe.
Yeah.
Anyways, look, I don't get to decide whether a K-pop comeback is successful or not. The audience does. So
Oh no.
I put that up to a vote. I put okay. First of all, we have $0. We're broke.
Once again, we're broke.
If we go negative, we're game over. We're going back to doing World Cups or whatever. Okay. Here's the thing. We gotta start with calculating how much sales we got, cause
Oh,
like I
no.
mentioned just a couple seconds ago, I put this up on Twitter. I put up a poll saying, "Hey guys,
Oh no.
are you streaming their new release? Like, are the Pepper Girls came back? They did a comeback. They had a
Bro, a
homemade music
lot of
video."
people filled this out. Oh my god.
Shout out to the 46 folks who actually voted. I thought it'd be like 12 people. Anyways, turns out 30.4% said, 누구라고요? Who's that? I'm not listening. Yeah. 26.1% said, I've listened once, you know. 21.7% said, I've been listening to the song. And then another 21.7% said, it's been on loop. I've been listening to the song on constant loop.
Realistically, if 21% of K-pop fans were listening to your song on loop, that's an incredibly good song, right?
Actually is, yeah.
Realistically speaking.
Yeah.
Anyways, the results of this
Oh,
poll
no.
is going to be today's roulette. Meet today's roulette. That is not evenly distributed into even quarters.
So it's
Oh,
broken up on the
because of-
percentages, right, of the survey, right?
Yep. So,
Oh
for
my God.
instance, the Nugu is gonna be $0 of profit, and that's gonna be
That's the
30.4%.
end.
On the other hand, Constant Loop is 21.7%, and that's gonna get us $26. Now,
Okay, actually, it's not that bad.
It's
We
not
have a
that
good
bad.
shot.
Bad. Honestly, we just need to get 17 or 26, right?
pretty much, if you get the idea here is that if you make $17, you're making back what you invested, so you're kind of breaking
And
even.
more. We got a 50% profit. We had $12.
Right. Actually, I guess yeah.
We had $12.
I goofed up. Never mind. Oh, whatever.
Shh.
Anyways,
All right.
the background of this is that I actually looked into this while setting this up, and like a single stream on Melon is 0.07 cents. Like they're making no money.
Dang,
So-
that's very low.
Honestly, we're not expecting to make a lot of money from just stream sales, all right? But we'll have more opportunities for making money, okay? Now, last time we did the roulette, we spun it once. I have come to the decision that that's a little too risky, a little too boring. So, we're going to divide up the responsibility between the four of us.
Where was that?
Here's what's going to happen. We're going to spin the roulette 4 times. I'm going to spin it. Anita's going to spin it. Doug's going to spin it. I had someone from the Discord spin it earlier for me.
Shout out to Del.
Shout out to Del Monic.
Nice.
He spun the roulette on his own. He sent me $26. Look at that.
Yo,
26.
let's go.
So we're off
Let's
to a good
go.
start.
Del.
All right, so we're each gonna spin the roulette once, and then we're gonna add them up and then divide them by 4.
The interesting thing, Anita, is
There we go.
regardless of what happens, right? We get $6 minimum because of Del.
Yep.
Great.
$6.50 at a minimum because of Del.
Dream lives on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're back to the roulette. $0, $9, $17, $26. Doug, I'm gonna press on the roulette when you tell me to press on the roulette. Are you ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, it's going. It's going.
Oh
Oh
no.
my god.
$0.
No.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right. See, this is why I divided
Why?
the responsibility up into 4 parts.
Why?
Anita, it is your turn to roll to spin the roulette. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. Oh wait, no, that didn't. No, ignore that. Okay, ignore
Yeah,
that.
we
that doesn't
ignored
count.
that.
That doesn't
We're
count.
ignoring that.
Okay.
This is
now,
rigged, dude. This
now
is
I know.
rigged.
Now I know that when they press on
is
spin again,
rigged.
it happens. Okay, Anita.
Okay.
Tell me when. Say go when you're ready.
Go.
Okay, it's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going.
This is rigged, dude. This is rigged.
Is it actually? Why is it $0
This is
again?
rigged.
I don't know what to tell you. It is
no fun,
once
dude.
again $0.
What
Shout out
is
to you,
this?
Warren.
Guys, don't worry. I'll make us some good money. Okay, I'm gonna.
You gotta get 26.
All right, I'm gonna
This is
press.
zero.
I'm gonna press.
This is
I'm gonna
zero
press. I press. See,
Oh my god.
Okay.
at least I made us money. $9.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What is that? What is that in there?
So that's 35 divided by 4 is
We lost money.
yes. That's 17.5 divided by 2, which is where's my calculator go?
8.5.
Is that 8.5? You know what? I'll round it up.
9.
We lost money?
God, dude, we're like so broke.
God.
All right, yeah, it's 8.75. I'll round it up to $9.
I think we just disband. Right?
No. What if we just take a break? We just do variety?
Oh,
And,
well,
like-
okay. Before we actually figure out what to do, I remember what I said.
God.
There's another special event. Because once you do a comeback, things happen, you know. Just like the last time we did this, there will be 4 options, 4 special events
Okay.
today that we're gonna roll for. You can get invited to Variety, or your TikTok could go viral. Both of which means extra profit, and the logic of that is written on the screen. On the other hand, bad events could happen, such as a member dating or a
not
music
again.
video plagiarism controversy. That's a new one, where you
If
lose
we get the
profit.
music video, if we get either of these bad things, we're done, I think.
You know, you still have money. You're not zeroed out, you know. Okay. Who wants to roll for this one? Who wants
You
to
do it.
You do. You got
you
the
got the
non-zero.
good
You got a
number.
non-zero.
Okay. All right. Okay. It's just for clarification. This one's actually even. This roulette here, right? 25% for each.
Oh my god.
You got
dude.
plagiarism. You got invited to Variety.
TikTok.
Viral TikTok. We got a member dating. Anita, which one do you want to happen?
I think
Yeah.
viral TikTok.
You want
would
TikTok
be-
viral? Okay. I hope for that too. Okay. I'm gonna press. I pressed. Okay, I'm pressing. We're going.
Yay!
We got a viral
God.
TikTok. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. So the description for TikTok is: looks like your TikTok challenge is gaining some steam. We have to do a
Nice.
dice roll. If
Oh
the
my god.
If the outcome is even, you gain 50% additional profit. If you get an odd number, it was just a couple of folks on TikTok and nothing happens.
Bro, this is the worst game show ever.
It ain't my fault. You guys are out of luck. All right, Anita, do you want to roll the dice?
It has to be
Even.
even.
It has to be, yes, even for you to gain 50% additional revenue.
God.
Which one do I press on? There's so many buttons on this dice thing.
Okay, do a trial run to make sure you're
All
pressing the right
here.
one.
Is it go? Start? They're all the same. Okay. Here, we'll do start and stop because that's a little more entertaining, okay? All right. You tell me when to start. You tell me when to stop. Okay? You ready?
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
You ready?
Start.
Start. Okay, we're start. Okay. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Oh,
Yes.
thank
Even.
God.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Your TikTok went
Yes.
viral. Everybody's doing your challenges. We went from 9 to what's 9 50%?
13.5.
13.5.
We made money on our comeback then.
thank
All right,
goodness.
look. I'll round it up once more and say $14.
Yes. We're 14.
We started at 50, guys.
Well, we're surviving. We were lucky. All right. We have $14 in our bank account, and now what do K-pop groups do once they release new music? What is one thing every
Promote.
K-pop musician does?
Promote.
Promote. Go to music shows.
We're gonna go to music shows.
Yay.
Yay! Okay. Here's what's happening, right? We have to make 3 decisions. One for hair makeup, one for costuming, one for paying backup dancers. And then results of that will decide how much money we make from the music shows.
Okay.
Okay? Now, just a bit of background. I was doing some research into this. People don't make jack shit from music shows.
Don't say that.
Like, nothing. Groups are... Okay, so there was this guy on YouTube who he was apparently a journalist in this field. He was saying that music typically idols are paid somewhere between $38 to $154 per show, per group.
Dang.
Not per member, per group. Now, this isn't the amount of money they like. This isn't profit. This is just how much they're paid. Because if you think about music shows, they gotta pay for all this stuff. Like they also gotta pay for like the 3 stuff I mentioned, and like set design, and like food, and like transportation. You end up with spending about $115,000 to $154,000 in a 2-week period doing one of those like music show runs.
Jesus. That's a lot of money.
And like, say if you get $100 per show, that's like what, like 1,200? It's not a lot.
Dang.
So the question here inevitably is, why go on if you're not making a lot of money? And it's because to promote the group, to advertise, to make sure some eyes are on the product. So I mean, inevitably, you have to talk about popularity. Okay. I know I'm making this game very complicated. Stick with me here.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
so complicated.
I couldn't avoid this for some reason. The 3 decisions you're gonna make is going to influence popularity, and that's gonna influence how much money we're gonna make at the end of all this. And we currently
Okay.
have $14. Okay, and it might
All right.
have some future implications down the road. I don't know. We'll think about it. Okay. Let's start with the first one. Hair and makeup. Anita, read me the 3 options for hair and makeup.
Hold on a second. I need to zoom in.
Anita.
Okay, first one for how many dollars? I can't even read it.
$3.
$3 self. So the members are doing it themselves.
Yep. What's the next option?
The next one we have get the stylist to do it for them, which is the norm.
$6. And apparently our idols look like Alexandria Ambrosia, apparently.
And then the last option is top class Gangnam makeup team. Ooh,
$10.
$10.
$10 for that one.
Hair and makeup's kind of important. You know, they got to look good on stage.
How many categories are there, Warren?
3.
I need to-
Second one.
If we're spending no money to gain no popularity, it doesn't seem like it's worth it, does it?
No.
Okay. Stylist.
Stylist.
All right,
We
we're
gotta get the
spending
stylist.
$6 to get the styling done for us.
Oh no!
All right, move this one over here. Okay, cool. Okay,
It's gonna work out. It's gonna.
is it gonna work out? I don't know. You tell me. Doug, we're gonna move on to costumes. Tell me, what are the 3 options for costumes?
First one, H&M, Uniqlo, or Zara, $1 for 0 popularity. Second one, tailored and customized for 1 popularity, $5. And the third one is haute couture, from high-end fashion brand for $10 with a +2 popularity.
Right now we have how many money? We have $8.
Anita, we gotta spend it, right?
We have to do at least
Tailored and
the tailored
customized.
outfits.
Yeah, we're doing it. One
Yeah.
more popularity.
Okay, look at that.
We'll take a crappy set. I'm assuming the next one is for us, our kids looking good.
Well, the last one is backup dancers.
Oh crap!
Oh,
You need
actually, no, that's fine.
you need dancers.
That's fine.
Yeah, we have some money left, right?
Wait, why do we get a minus for having no backup dancers?
Because people want to see people on stage.
No, they
All the
don't.
time.
Yes, they do. Okay, I'm gonna read the 3 options for backup dancers. We currently have $3, but no backup dancers is $0. Obviously, you lose popularity. The $5 option is dance school trainees, and that's 0 popularity. The $10 option is getting Holy Bang to do the backup dancing for you.
Oh,
and
Honey
that's-
J, even though she's pregnant, will be on our stage.
Of course. She'll be like Rihanna, and you get 2 popularity.
Wait, we can't.
Oh, we can't really afford anything here.
Can we take a $3 option to have our own trainees and have a
Yes.
0?
We don't have trainees. Since
We
when do
don't?
Since when? We can't just make stuff up.
Yeah,
Even though
but
this whole
minus
thing is-
1 is harsh. Since when have you ever cared there were no backup dancers on your stage?
I've never looked into it that much.
I've always cared. What are you talking about?
You care?
Yes.
Sometimes you can't even fit them.
Not that I watch
There's
a
too
lot
many
of music
people.
shows, but
You're crazy.
I've watched them. They don't always have them because there's too many people.
Anita, we're losing. We gain 1 popularity for $15 or however much we spent because we have to take a -1 here. That's ridiculous.
okay. Well, I mean, there's no option besides the $0 option, so we're gonna take
Can
that.
we readjust or no? We can't game the system.
No, what do you mean? You wanna
Not allowed to go back and change our decisions.
you wanna change the options that you already made in the past? You wanna pull on Avengers Endgame? Spoilers alert! I'm sorry.
How much money did we have?
$14.
14.
What else are you gonna spend it on?
I'm trying to think about ways where we can not lose we can gain more popularity
What
at a
if-
cheaper price.
What if we make the makeup very minimal and they do it themselves?
Actually, we still end up at 1. Okay, no, we're fine.
Never
We're
mind.
fine.
Yeah. Okay. Are we happy with the current decision?
Sure.
Yes.
here's
I mean,
what's
not
gonna
happy,
happen.
but that's what's gonna work.
We're going to do. We got some stylists to do our makeup for us, right? Then we got tailored and customized outfits, and then we had no backup dancers. So here are the results. If you had 5 to 6 popularity, and that says, "Oh, thank you for coming to our show," and you get paid $9. If you get 3 to 4 popularity, and that says, "Oh, thanks for coming," $6.
Thanks.
If you have 0 to 2 popularity, which is what we have because we have 1, and that says, "Yeah, thanks for coming to our show," I guess, then you make $3. So now our
feel
bank
like-
account is $6.
This feels like the game of Dungeons and Dragons where the DM is an asshole. That's
What?
what this feels like.
What?
Because regardless of how much money you spent, you lost money on this.
That's how music shows work, Doug.
Dang. Too realistic.
This is why I have this slide in here where I say you don't make no money with
At
music
this point,
shows.
I would disband the group in reality.
No.
Well, I mean, you still have $6, right?
You can't even have a comeback with that much.
Yeah, well, let's figure something out. Maybe you can figure out some advertisement deals, right?
This just made me even more depressed, doesn't it? Doesn't you, Anita?
We
I
have
mean, the struggle is still there now.
look. We began with 0 popularity, and now we have 1.
What does that even mean?
Maybe you can finesse that somehow. I don't know.
Maybe another viral TikTok or something.
We're so screwed, Anita.
I think I still have hope.
All right. Well, that was it. This is all I prepared.
Well, that's
Okay.
depressing.